All right, we back at it. Homegrown Radio. Chuck Dizzle, DJ Head. All
West
right,
Coast.
in the well, I don't want to say in the building. He on the Zoom. We're live and direct, man. One of LA's leading voices right now. Usually when we tell, we've been having a lot of conversations as of recently, man. Shouts out to the OG Julio G in this radio game. He asked us recently, like, who are you checking for? Who should I be looking out for? And immediately, me and Head said this individual right here, man, the one and only Nana is joining the Homegrown Radio
What's
show, man. How
good?
you feeling, bro?
What's good? I feel great, man. Just happy to be in the presence of y'all, man. I'm blessed. Can't complain.
Yo, so how does it feel, man? I want to kind of start off with that because your name has been popping up on a lot of people's lists, a lot of people's who to check for recently. We're no stranger to who Nana is and what's been going on, but for the world that may not understand who you are, where you hail from, and we'll get into how we feel about who Nana is, man. Going to give a brief introduction to the folks out there.
So my name is Nana. I'm from the Crenshaw district. I grew up, born, raised, bred. You know what I'm saying? No transplant. I'm from here. And I'm just a young individual, man. Just shit, working towards something that's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I like to say I represent those that come from where I come from that don't have the platform that I have, or that it's not as gifted, or didn't realize, you know what I'm saying, a something to work towards in life, like when I was younger. So that's just me. That's me though. That's me.
So you
That's
said
who I
something
am.
interesting about speaking for people that don't have a platform that you have. But at one point, you didn't necessarily have that platform either. You know what I'm saying? So now
Right.
that we're getting to these conversations, and we're saying, yo, check for Nana. You're on these
Yep.
lists. People are. Your name is starting to pop up in a lot of different circles in terms of this rap shit here in LA specifically. Is that pressure, or is it like, yo, this is what I worked for, and I'm ready to show people what I got?
Yeah, 100%, man. This is my destiny. Like when I was younger, I always knew that I wanted to do something with my life. Like, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a two-parent household. A lot of my friends weren't. So and my parents, coming from where they come from, my parents, crazy quick rundown. My parents met in London. They're from Ghana. They met in London. Yeah, they had my older brother, my older sister. They came out here, I want to say 84. Had my other oldest brother, that's before me, had me, and then my younger sister. So I grew up in a cultured household. My parents being from Ghana and being first generation American. So they're like, yo, we came here, you're gonna do some shit with yourself. You're gonna make something of yourself from just us coming out here for greater and bigger opportunity. So um yeah, that's kind of how I, just like always kept like a straight path.
I always notice that when parents are immigrants and they come over, like especially from other countries, as far as like I would say more like Middle Eastern or even African countries, the parents usually frown upon their children going into the arts or going into shit like that. Did you experience that? Because they usually,
Yeah,
African parents, my homies
man.
that are African, they parents we want them to be doctors.
Yes, this is true. This is true. You probably had a lot of Nigerian homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like, yo, you going to school. That's it. My dad was like, yo, you're going to school. You're going to school. You're going to school. Like, my dad wanted me to go to school to be an engineer. But me being born out here, being exposed to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they came here for the American dream. Like, I was born, like, I was like just being born here and like going to school here, and playing basketball, being a fan of the NBA and shit like that. I'm like, man, I'm trying to go to the league. I ain't trying to go to,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to school to try to go to the league. You feel me? So they were very like gung ho about that. But as I like got into music, and they realized like this is a gift that came from somewhere, like, you know what I'm saying? Because my dad is a bishop, and
Mm.
him, yeah, I was also raised in the church. So him being a bishop, you know, um, I remember my youngest, I think my first studio experience was going to the studio with my dad while he was making the gospel album. And, just kind of having that like sort of a music bug. I think once he realized like, yo, this is something that came as a gift from God, who am I to say you can't do this? You know, so very supportive. My parents are like some of my biggest supporters.
That's dope. Did you feel like it took a while for them to come around? Like it wasn't like an easy conversion though, right?
They had to hear some music. They had to hear some like, wait, hold on, wait. All right, now
not even hear the music. My mom didn't start supporting me till she saw me on TV one day. So yeah, it was like you need to get a job, you know, because they're real analog in their thought process. Yeah. Like what was you think was the discerning factor to make your parents start supporting you?
I think they saw the support that I was getting from like other people, and you know, it didn't come easy neither. Like I hid it from them for a long time. I was like, I hid it from damn near a lot of people in my family because I was like, I didn't want to feel like I was being judged. Like, oh, this the he not choosing to go the traditional route because everybody in my family went to college except me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, damn, if I tell them I wanna rap, you know, they gonna look at me like, he's rebelling against tradition, you know. But once they saw the support and actually heard the music, my dad was like, yo, I support this. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
when you say the support, was it okay, you know, from internet? They're saying people not necessarily buy or download or I guess press play on your shit, or was it like going to a show? Like what was that experience for them to actually know?
Yeah, they pulled up to a show.
That's what it was. That was the day.
Was it an invitation though? Did you invite them?
Yeah, I invited them. Them. They pulled up to a show, and you know, like my mom, she has a beauty supply, and everybody that comes there, she's telling them to follow me on Instagram. That's where it's at now. Like it's there now. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, my son does music, this, that, and the third. Follow him on Instagram. So every once in a while, I'll get people that follow me, hit me up in my DM like, yo, your mom told me to follow you, blah, blah. I'm like, there we go.
That's amazing. Now you brought something up that's interesting, man. You're the first generation in your family, you and your siblings to be in America, right? Mm-hmm. So talk about that experience of living Black in America as a first generation, because I think that's pretty interesting. You said your parents met in London?
Yeah, they met in London.
They're from Ghana.
They're from Ghana, yep.
So we're talking about two different regions and now living this experience as living Black in America. Talk about their experience of being Black internationally to now having to have to support and groom somebody, their kid in America, a new place and being Black in America.
Yeah, man, it was always different. Like I got the best of both worlds. Like that's why I related to the Black Panther film so much, because it was two different experiences, you know, like which is why when T'Challa was like kind of telling his dad, like, yo, why didn't you bring him? Like, why didn't you, speaking of Killmonger, like, why didn't you, get him familiar with the culture? Like, right. You know what I'm saying? There wouldn't be such a disconnect, So growing up, I saw that there was that disconnect, like with my friends and like just people that I went to school with, because they would clown me for being darker than them. They would clown me because my name wasn't the traditional John, Robert, Sean, so it was kind of difficult, but at the same time, it was like growing up, I realized how cool it was to actually know where I'm from, because a lot of people can't pinpoint their origin, like when we came here, or when African Americans were brought here, the history got lost, so to be first generation American, I grew up to realize that it was a blessing. I used to look down upon it because I'm like, man, why can't I have a regular name? Like, I'm going to school getting clowned for this shit, this, that, and the third. And then the meaning behind my name, made me even more confident, So
what's the meaning behind it?
My name, Nana, in Ghana, it means king. Yeah. So that's why my Instagram, people probably think, oh yeah, Nana is king. He's just probably saying that.
You an arrogant ass nigga.
Yeah, I'm an arrogant ass nigga. But it's literally like Nana is king, So yeah, that when I like just grew to know that, yo, this is my birthright, I was just like, yo, I don't have nothing to be ashamed of.
Do you still have family and relatives obviously still over in Ghana? Have you been back?
Yeah, I went back when I was 15. I got family in Ghana. I got a lot of family in London. My grandma's still in Ghana. I went back maybe like 2005. It was a crazy experience. It was cool though.
Is it a myth that Africans look down on African Americans, Black people?
Depending on where, I feel like there's two sides to the spectrum. You do have those type of folks that are like, you know, they look down, you know, on African Americans, but there's a lot of people that out there, they want African Americans to come. Like they're inviting, they're like, we want to teach you guys. Like, bro, when they did Afrochella last December, my nigga, they were giving out citizenships. I think they gave Cardi B a citizen. Yeah, they were giving out citizenships, bro. Wow. They were giving out citizenships. Yeah,
Cardi citizenships to what? To what country?
Ghana.
To Ghana.
To Ghana. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, they were giving out. I think Cardi B has a citizenship. She's a citizen of Ghana now. They gave.
So when you say they look down, like certain people do look down, what do you think is the reason that they look at Black people like that? From your perspective, from what you understand.
It's a stereotype on both ends. I feel like there's Africans that look down on African Americans and African Americans that look down on Africans because of the stereotype. They think that niggas are just like niggas out here. Like they think niggas like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, nah, like, you know, cause, you know, but there's an admiration in there as well because a lot of what we do out here is emulated out there. Vice versa. You know, the dances and stuff like that we make up out here, they originated from out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's like vice versa. But I think it really just comes from like, you know, a lot of what is being taught. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in when I was in elementary, you open up the textbook, you think Africa is all jungle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, you look at you watch The Lion King, you think, okay, damn, this is what Africa looks like. You know what I'm saying? But there are well-developed areas out there in Africa, you know. So, and when I went, I saw that for myself, and that's why it was such an eye-opening experience. Because I'm like, that's why I encourage everybody to go to Africa because it's so different from what, like, you know, is being taught or what is, you know, what has been taught, you know, and honestly, shit, I'm trying to own some property out there for real, like for real. So.
Facts.
Yeah.
You brought up mentioned the league, and I don't remember which song it was on the project that you mentioned. The league didn't work out for you. I don't remember what song that was, but when you say go to the league, you meant like who?
Yeah. Yep.
When you say, okay, so are you any good?
I mean, shit, we could get on the court, man.
No. I didn't say I was good. I asked you if you were good.
I'm good. I'm good.
So when you obviously you had aspirations of going to the league, when did that take a turn? Did an injury happen, or did you decide I'm just gonna do the music?
Man, I did some knucklehead shit in high school, man. You know, so the custodians, they used to roll around in this little, you know, transferable cart. They used to go pick up trash and all of that type of shit. So me and a homie of mine, we decided, all right, we see a vacant cart. I get in it. Yeah. I get in the cart, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing how to operate the shit. I hit the gas on the shit, not knowing how fast it was gonna go. Man, that shit went fast as shit. And I ended up like scraping my leg against the fence and like injuring my knee. Yeah, I injured my knee. I probably
I got no knees now, man. You know what I'm saying? You mess your opportunity. Now with no knees, then
you know what?
Mess his opportunity up.
This is why Africans look down on niggas. Niggas doing nigga shit. And this ain't no Africans playing with no janitors, Zambonis, or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas doing nigga shit. But go ahead.
Yeah, I did some nigga shit. I did some nigga shit. And
hey,
I lied to my parents. I didn't even tell them what happened. I just told them I was playing basketball, fell on the concrete, you know what I'm saying, knee first. And yeah, I was done after that.
When
Oh,
you
damn.
Wait, so have you opened up to them? Do they know now, or is this gonna be like the first time that they know that you was doing some nigga shit, and that's why you fucked your shit up?
This is the first time.
are you serious?
Yeah. I was just like, you know what? It's over and done with. They don't need to know that shit. It's
Yo,
already
you
past
never
that.
That's
told them
hilarious.
that you was doing some
Man.
Johnny Knoxville shit and fucked your
Oh.
whole basketball aspiration up.
I was like, it's the past. Like, yeah, they don't need to know.
So let me ask you this: in what was you in the "Oh My Mama" video, you was doing some Johnny Knoxville shit.
I did some more Johnny Knoxville shit, and I actually fucked myself up doing that shit. Yeah.
Bro, like,
I
what's
actually-
wrong with you, dog? Like, what's up with you, bro?
That's why at the beginning of the video, I was like, "This ain't Jackass, nigga. This black ass. Like, this is a nigga version of Jackass."
Now
I just like to
you
do
got
that shit with my friends.
you got the EP,
Wow.
not EP, and then the project Save Yourself.
Mhm.
I don't. I'll let you answer this for yourself. But was there any music that you put out prior to that? Because it seems like you stepped on the scene with and just, I mean, from my take on it, super polished. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I noticed there's a trend where a lot of artists they'll take down and scrub their social media when they feel like, all right, now I've kind of arrived. Did you do the same thing? Is there nah shit that's online or that was online that you took down prior to these two projects?
There's still some shit up that I actually like put out like prior to the two projects. Like I hadn't put out a project though. That was the only thing.
But it was like songs here and there.
Yeah, it was songs here and there.
Okay.
I think for me, you know, I come and grew up in an era where like there was artist development. You know what I'm saying? Like now in this day and age, there's no artist development, right? So I'm like, all right, I gotta put my 1,000 hours in, put my shots up, and like really prepare myself, like be a student of this shit, you know, like do what I need to do to like really, you know, just polish myself up. Like I have to do the development myself. Like I have to develop myself, you know.
So there's two sides of that spectrum that I agree with. I totally agree with that sentiment. However, there is a side that I feel like a lot of artists do miss out on. And it's not just you specifically, but the artists that feel like, oh, I don't want the world to see me fuck up or see me fail. But I think there's beauty in that when you see how raw certain shit is and somebody's evolution over the time. So it's like, why not let us see that you going through your 1,000 hours and putting out multiple songs, whether it's fuck ups or not. So why did you choose to say, you know, let me kind of like tuck off and make it better before, you know, the world sees it?
It's so crazy because like I probably have like before I dropped Nana's EP, I probably like made maybe like 2 projects that just never saw the day of light, you know, because I just felt like, all right, this is cool, but I know I can be better. Like I know I can be better. You know what I'm saying? Like especially against what's out there in the world, you know, the Kendrick Lamars, the Drakes of the world. Like I need to be better. Like I you know, and it also came through like just like a self-discovery, like what am I talking about? Like, yeah, I can rap, you know what I'm saying? But what am I talking about? So before Nana's EP, it was just kind of like, you know, I was just rapping to rap. When I did Nana's EP, I'm like, okay, I need to rap for a purpose that's bigger than myself. I need to rap, you know, I need to like be just become like an artist that's I always felt like my purpose on this earth is to help people. Am I helping people? That's what I have to ask myself. Like with every line, every bar, am I helping somebody? Am I helping somebody that's out there thinking about committing suicide? Am I helping somebody out there that's going through an abusive relationship? So when I got to a point where I was doing it, or felt I was doing it for a cause that was bigger than myself, I'm like, okay, this is it.
What made you take that? What made you take that on? Because you just mentioned two things that very much so impact our culture immediately, which is suicide and abusive relationships. Have you ever found yourself in either one of those situations?
Man, I it's crazy because I always felt like I was pushed to like whenever I was pushed to the edge, my salvation like brought me and reeled me back in. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, especially in our culture, mental health is not. We don't grow up. Our parents don't like embrace You know, you tell your parents like, "Yo, I'm depressed." They like, "Nigga, you ain't
Get over
fucking
that
depressed.
shit.
You
Yeah.
just get
Right,
over that."
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of kids, you know, and I'm glad that it's changing now. But a lot of kids and, you know, even people out there in abusive relationships, they don't speak upon it. So if me being, you know, where I am, for somebody that may not feel comfortable speaking on it, if I serve, um, if I can help by speaking upon it and, you know, uh, making people feel like they can relate, maybe it'll help and maybe it'll, you know, heal and maybe, you know, I had somebody hit me up maybe like a few weeks ago. Man, my man said his mom died, his aunt, his and his best friend all died last year. And I think that's one of the best messages that like I could have gotten. He was like, "Man, your music helped me." You know what I'm saying? It's still a challenge, but your music is helping me get through it. You know, and uh that's what I personally do it for, to like really help people, you know. And there's times where I go through shit and, you know, I need to a form of therapy. I listen to music, you
What do
know.
you listen to when you going through it?
Uh I listen to Dot. I listen to K Dot. I listen to shit, depending on what Drake song it is, I listen to Drake. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going through some relationship shit, you know, I always be like, I always say it, man. Drake got a lot. He has something for everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to relationships.
What's your Kendrick album rating in order? Go from
Kendrick album,
go from one to like 4.
Overly Dedicated.
Number 1. Okay.
Probably number 1. Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go with Section 80. I'm gonna go with Section 80.
Oh, okay. Section 80. Okay.
Section 80.
So Damn would be 5th on the list.
Yeah, Damn would be 5th.
Why is Damn 5th on the list?
No, honestly, I for me, I think those projects did more for me, like just helping me discover who I am, like as a person and as a being here on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Then Damn did. By the time like Damn came out, like the music was, I mean, shit. He ain't got no misses. Like like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro ain't got no misses. But if you like putting them in order, I feel like that's my personal order.
That's not a bad organization. I'm gonna read you a bar. I want you to dive into this real quick. It's off Kings Boulevard 2. Learning from the big homies, thinking you taught right to reload cartridge and to shoot like Cartwright.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I heard that, it stood out to me because, one, I have this argument all the time with the OG homies. I'd be like, we fucked up because of y'all. Low key, right? Like y'all fucked us up, and it's just a continuous cycle of feeding people the bullshit over and over again until somebody changes the cycle, right?
Yep.
I'll let you dive into that more, but that's just how I feel. That's why it stood out to me.
Yeah. Like we were taught wrong. At the end of the day, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like you think the way you being taught is right, and a lot of people, like I said, they don't have that love at home, so a lot of people look to the streets for that love, which is why a lot of the homies, you know what I'm saying, they join these alliances and whatnot to get that love. And, you know, shit, within these alliances and the structure of it, you have a big homie, right? So with that, you know, somebody has to, you being taught, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are being taught wrong, you know, because if they were being taught right, a lot of them wouldn't be dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had a lot of homies that's like shit. I got a homie right now that's damn near, you know, he's doing federal time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Like 25. You know, so it's like, you know, shit. And when you sitting in that cell and it's just you, and this is conversation that I'm having with him. He's like, yo, it's just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the people that I looked at as big homies can't even pick up the phone and hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Can't even go check on my moms. Can't even go check on my kids. Can't even go. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing this stuff. So it's just kind of like, you know, a lot of them are led on the path to destruction and to fend for themselves when it's all said and done.
I remember having that conversation, and I had a lot of resentment towards some of the OGs because I was like, everything that is right, that is right in society, you tell me is wrong, and everything that's wrong, you tell me is right, right?
Exactly.
Because of the misinformation that you were taught, right? So if I go to school, then I'm getting good grades, I'm a nerd. If I want to be faithful to my woman, you know, I'm a pussy, I'm a simp.
Yep.
If I don't want to be in the streets with y'all, I'm a square. Like you have a
Square, yeah.
derogatory term. You have a derogatory term to define me, but it's shit that I actually am supposed to be doing in a positive way.
Right. You know what that makes you? A real man. A
Right.
lot of these OGs don't know how to teach the youth how to be real men. You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
that's where they being led wrong. You know, like, you know, they uh, a lot, everything that you just checked off, that's how to be a real man. You know, handle your responsibilities. A lot of these niggas don't even know how to take care of their kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it just comes down to being a real man and knowing what a real man is and being taught how to be a real man. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned Kendrick, and you know, obviously him being one of the artists that you listen to and kind of go to when it comes to going through shit. But fast forward on your project, you linked up with TDE artists and a homegrown homie Reason with LA
Mm-hmm.
Times, which I think is a flawless record. The way the visuals executed and just how clever the song is, man. Talk about how you guys linked up, putting that video together and the overall theme and the message behind the song.
Um, Man, I met Reason. When did I meet Rob? I met him in 20. It's crazy because I met him in 2018 uh at Jag's listening session.
Shout out Jag.
Shout out to
Yep.
Jack.
Yeah, shout out to Jag. I was at the Roosevelt, but the music was all loud and shit. So you know, he was just like, he probably might not even remember this. He was just like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. He was just kind of like, yeah, all right, get out my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Go on, little nigga. Go on, little nana, nigga.
I'm on. You not.
Did you see my post? I'm TDE, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga. Shit. You saw I switched the name. It's Reason at Reason TDE now. You know what I'm saying? I took the other shit off my name so niggas know.
Fast forward, I link up with this my engineer Keitel, and he's Reason's engineer, so he plays Reason some of my music, and Reason was like, "Yo, this shit is dope." And Kaz's sister is a friend of mine, and she's also my sister's best friend. So she was kind of like, "Oh yeah, this is Nana, blah blah blah. I was telling you about him, this, that, and the third." And then I think maybe like 6 months later, we followed each other on Instagram after that. Maybe like a few months later, I met him again at I forgot whose like release party it was, but one thing about Reason that I respect and I like always tell him all the time, he is like one of the most down to earth people, like one of the most humble people, like humblest people that I've ever like met. Like he came up to me and was like, "Yo, I'm a fan." I was just like, "Oh shit." He was like,
After
"Yo,
the
I'm
Roosevelt.
a fan." After the Roosevelt.
He's like, look, I know I was tripping. After I know I was tripping. I didn't know, but now I know.
After the Roosevelt, bro came up to me. He was like, I didn't even know he knew what I looked like or any of that. You know what I'm saying? But he came up to me and he was just like, "Yo, I'm a fan," and that kind of took me aback because I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like this is somebody that you know uh is getting a lot of high praise in the city, and you know that was it. Definitely was. I think for me, just great knowing that you could be like very well accomplished in the city and still you know give people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And not you know so since then, like me and Reason, like we were like, you know what I'm saying? And he did that Flick It Up challenge. I was a part of that. And fast forward, you know, I was just kind of like, I never wanted to like, I'm one of them people, man. If something happens or if there's a relationship there, I'm like, okay, let whatever is there happen organically. So he was just like, yo, like let's do some shit, this, that, and the third. Or I think I might have been like, yo, let's, it's I think it might be time. Like let's work on some shit. And we came up with the concept, and yeah, I was like, man, we gotta go back and forth on some like Mob Deep, you know what I'm saying? Some Los Angeles Mob Deep 2020 shit. You feel me? And I'm like, Reason, I feel like he's one of the most underrated like lyricists in the game, period. You know what I'm saying? Like that man can rap. And I knew he was gonna come with it. So I was just like, yeah, this is it. When I got that verse back, I was like, oh my God.
So you do agree that Reason washed you on LA Times?
I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. It was a Kobe and Shaq effort. You know what I'm saying? It was a Kobe and Shaq.
Who was Kobe?
On there. I'm gonna say I was Kobe. And I say that because like Reason's verse was more like, his verse was more dominant. Like as far as like presence there,
right?
It was more menacing. You know what I'm saying? There was something about that verse that had me like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you listen to it in his perspective, like within the concept, you're like, oh shit. Like this
now
like,
just for the I want to push people to actually check the record out, LA Times, but give them a synopsis of what the actual record is about, because you said you guys came together to kind of figure out, the Mob Deep 2020 going back and forth, but what's the concept of the record for the people that don't know?
Man, being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time in Los Angeles on a Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Trying to go to the mall, kick it with your homies, and you realize you may have the wrong color on, not realizing it. You know what I'm saying? And we've all been in that situation.
Exactly. And that's why I love your style, man, because I feel like there's certain things, and I'll ask you to describe your style in a second, but one thing that I feel like comes across and translates in your music is relatable. You know what I'm saying? Not only that situation, I know I've been in that situation, right? But it's also good. I know we're years apart, right? We're not the same age. We're a couple years off, right? And there was a bar that you had something about West LA College didn't do you any justice. It didn't do you good. Anybody that knows that frequents the college circuit in Los Angeles knows that West LA is damn near,
13th grade.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what it is when it comes to West LA College. And again, that's another thing that's just relatable. It's like, damn, even though I'm not gonna say a generation apart, but we're years apart, right? It's still good to know, like, oh damn, that shit is still going on. Like we know within the circuit, that's what's happening. And again, your music is relatable to the audience and whoever's listening to it. What other words could you say describes Nana's music for those that are pressing play for the first time?
Informative, because when I speak about these things, these places, you may have never been to some of these places, but you get the picture. You get the picture. Like one of my homies, his dad was like, yo, I think he lives somewhere out on the East Coast now. His dad was like, yo, man, I haven't been back to Crenshaw in so long, but you brought me back. Like you brought me back. You know what I'm saying? Like back in like the 80s. I'm like, oh shit. So I would say informative, very informative.
Cinematic too. I would throw that on top of that.
Cinematic, exactly.
There was one thing I picked up too. I don't know if it was your decision, but I think it was genius, and it kind of goes around the theme of you wanting to help people. The talk about the visualizers to the albums. You put that out as well, and it was a little different. If people that didn't get a chance, if they haven't subscribed to your YouTube or haven't seen the video, you actually have somebody doing sign language to your music.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to actually put that out and give a different look for people that may not understand who you are?
Because they're non-exempt. They're humans, just like I'm human, just like you human, and everybody, I feel like everybody deserves to get the message equally. So that I think for me that was the main thing, like to just distribute the message amongst every creed, color, whether you're deaf, blind, whatever. Everybody deserves to get the message.
I love that, because it's like you could have easily, we have capabilities now with social media where you could have put the caption on the video. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people could have easily just
Right.
read along, but I thought that was
Right.
very specific and unique. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
sure other people have done it, but that's the first time I've actually seen an artist kind of take note and really give it to that audience. And I just want to salute you on that because I think
Yeah.
that's
Thank
one
you,
thing
bro.
that separates you from a lot of other people that I haven't seen before. So
How
salute to you on that for sure.
Thank you, bro.
how often do you get the comparisons, the D Smokes, the Kendricks,
A
the
lot.
a lot? Do
A
you
lot.
look at that as a badge of honor, or do you look at it like you still want to carve out your own shit?
A little bit of both. Because I get a lot of people like, oh yeah, you the next Kendrick, blah blah. Man, I love Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be the first me. You
You
know,
know what?
and
Let me ask you this. Sorry, not to cut you off.
mhm,
The first song on Save Yourself
mhm,
is Heaven and Hennessy. I want to ask you,
yep.
what did that did what inspire did it you draw inspiration from Cushion Corinthians?
Yo, you want to know what's crazy? Yeah, maybe it was a subconscious thing, but I think it was like for me growing up it gave a little bit of both what it was like at home and what it was like in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's Heaven and Hennessy. But when in hindsight, like I was listening to Section 80, I'm like Corinthians and Heaven and Hennessy. I'm like, damn, there's a parallel in that. You know what I'm saying? And
It's a super parallel in your tone on the record, and then also if you
mm,
listen to the melody that you're using, that's
mhm,
reminiscent of what BJ the Chicago Kid had
that's crazy.
on the Cushion
I
Corinthians. I don't know if you ever caught that or paid attention
I
to.
never paid it, not, especially not the hook part. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I ain't no sing. BJ is a sing.
I
You know
know.
what I'm
BJ
saying? That
sang.
nigga can
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I never paid attention to that. But that's it. That's and I feel like with those two records, like where they do draw like a parallel, not only in the name itself, it's about giving, and that's what I always love Kendrick for. You know what I'm saying? As did everybody. It's about giving the bright side as well as like the downside. You
Mhm.
know. So and for me, growing up in a household where my dad was a bishop, it's I think that record for me, it was about just highlighting what it was like at home, what it was like out in the world, and uh, uh, I tell everybody like my one of my turning points in life was when I hit middle school and like seeing what it gave me like eye-opening experience as to like what the real world kind of was like because I was in elementary, you know what I'm saying? We just going to school, going home. I get to middle school, I'm going to school with, shit, niggas smoking weed, all types of shit. You feel me? And I'm like, oh shit, you feel me? And just having these run-ins like LA Times and coming back home uh and having a foundation to come back to was kind of like heaven for me. You know what I'm saying? So it gave the like both sides of the spectrum. So
All right. So we know you rep the Crenshaw district, right?
mhm,
So we do something called homegrown hot spots. All right.
okay.
So I don't know if you want to say what your favorite spot is, food spot to eat. Where for? If you're the tour guide, somebody coming to the Crenshaw district or just LA
Hmm.
in general, where's the
Hmm.
first place they got to touch down on? What's the homegrown hot spot that you would direct them to?
Doolins. Gotta go to Doolins.
Yeah.
Gotta go to Doolins. You know what I'm saying? Have to go to Doolins. That's my favorite spot. Um,
Explain to them what Doolins is.
some of the best soul food you could get in Los Angeles, in
I
my
fuck with
humble opinion.
Doolins. I fuck with
Doolins
Doolins.
is fire. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that fried chicken, fried chicken dinner. You know what I'm saying? They give you like two pieces, a leg, wing, and a thigh. Three pieces, I think. Leg, wing, and a thigh. You know what I'm saying? You get like three or four sides. You can't lose. Gotta fuck with
Got
Doolins.
it. Now, what's one spot they should just stay away from? What's a hot spot? Hey, this is hot over there. Stay away from over here. If you come to
Woo.
LA, leave us alone.
Man, anywhere south of the 10 freeway at nighttime.
I
Press
love it.
ratio 10 out of 10.
Shout out to
Press
Xavier.
ratio 10 out of 10.
Real quick, who's somebody that is it somebody that's tapped in with you that surprised you like, oh shit, like I wouldn't expect this person to know what I'm doing, to fuck with what you doing, send you a DM, a tweet, anything like that?
Um, man, somebody that I fuck with that I did not expect. Uh, Shit. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I mean, I guess it was expected. Uh, and I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I think when you had first tapped in, so quick story. I met Chuck at Payday LA
Okay.
maybe like 2 years ago. You know what I'm
18,
saying?
2018.
And yeah, exactly. I went for the sole purpose of I had already performed, but when I performed, this nigga Chuck wasn't there. So I was like, damn, I didn't get to meet Chuck, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I went one time for the sole purpose of just like going up there to link up with Chuck and speak to Chuck. And I told somebody, so I was like, yo, Chuck is one of the coolest people you'll ever meet in your whole life. Like super, like just cool, down to earth, you know, all of that good shit. I'm like, man, DJ Head, I'm gonna tap in with Head sooner than later. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know, you know, but it's gonna happen. So I think when I want to say you tweeted about it or something like that, just out of the blue, I was like, oh shit. I was very I was just like, oh shit. I was really like, oh damn, like all right, you know, and I think it came back around that my man Salas had put you on or whatnot, and I was just like, all right, this is
Is that because I don't be liking shit, or is that because
oh no. Oh no, maybe that could be it. But it
You
was
like,
just
hey,
like
man, Head ain't gonna fuck with this shit right now. He ain't gonna get it just yet.
Man,
nah.
yo, he one of the like just toughest critics. You know what I'm saying? But I don't say that to say that Head is like an asshole. He's very honest. So to see
He's an
that
honest asshole. It's cool. You can say that.
Honest asshole.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What I'm saying?
Nothing
He's
wrong
an
with that.
honest asshole. But I really appreciated that, and I think that really made me feel like, all right, okay, I'm doing something. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I think from my perspective, and I think that it gets a little foggy. I can't remember the dates or anything like that, but I remember you showed up to Payday LA the second time, and I believe you introduced yourself to me, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I did.
So from there, I checked the music out, and I believe Salas gave me the heads up as well. But it's and you know what it is. It gets a little hard because we meet so many people. But something that stood out about you is that when you introduced yourself, it wasn't on. It was just the sole purpose of introducing yourself. It was just like, hey man, I just want to say I respect what you do. Keep doing your thing, man. I pulled up, and I think you said you told me that you said the last time I came and performed, you wasn't here, so I just wanted to make that interaction, and that just stood out. It wasn't like check my music out. It wasn't anything. You didn't have it. It wasn't anything like that. So that intrigued me enough to say, let me just see what what he's about. So I checked it out. I'm like, oh shit. And I think you had it was the EP that you had out. So I dived into the EP and saw you had Thurs on there, and obviously I was just rocking with your style. And from there, it allowed me just to tap into your personality and go from there. And I think that usually when people aren't as pressed to have somebody check their music out, psychologically for me, it's like, oh, okay, what is it about? And then when the music was good, on top of that, I was like, oh, this is an easy call. Let me just put the word out there. It's an easy retweet. And then from there, we just been cool and just kind of staying in contact. And you just been one of those people where you've never, you like you said, when it comes to Head, at least, at some point it's going to work out, and you're not pressed about it. The work is going to speak for itself. And it's something that I appreciated about that. So again, I salute you for, kind of having that, being conscious about that. Cause a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with being persistent. Let me just get that off the bat. There's nothing wrong with being persistent like that. But sometimes a lot of people in Head can attest to this. Let the music speak for itself. You don't have to tell me you the hottest nigga in LA. You don't have to tell me, oh man, this person fucking with me. I got this feature. I got this, and it's gonna speak for itself. The cream is always gonna rise to the top, and that's why I love that the fact that not only me and Head are saying this, but other people that we rock with are also bringing your name up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or like you said, the
Yeah,
reasons are tapping in with you. You know, you're getting
yeah,
these comparisons to Dot, and it's no surprise about that. So I
yeah.
appreciate the compliment, and of course we look forward to seeing you progress and continue to do what you do in this business, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
That's love. Salute, man. I think one thing that I follow what you guys preach is like just be intentional. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I intended was to just build the relationship. Everything else is gonna come. Like, just introduce yourself. It's all good. Like, you know, they there,
Right.
and if and when they hear about the music and if they gravitate towards it, that's just a cherry on top. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it, it's really about like who more so. I think with me is just like just build these relationships and everything else is gonna come.
I respect it. I appreciate the compliment, and I think people should definitely always utilize your approach to things, because when you come off like Chuck said, like not that abrasive and aggressive, it's like, bro, I'm not going nowhere. It ain't like we ducking nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we around.
Yeah.
So, and
Hmm.
and I always try to tell people, like, bro, we not them other people. Like, we don't be hiding and you can't get to us. And like,
Hmm.
I be in Clubhouse, or
Hmm.
I be riding my bike, and
Yeah.
I'm everywhere. Like, so it's like it's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
year can't end without Nana doing what I felt like you have a great introduction. 2020, a lot of people knowing who you are. The year can't end now. This is your chance to manifest some things that you've always been intentional about. The year can't end without Nana doing what?
The year can't end without Nana being in a movie or some type of like, you know what I'm saying, insecure or something like that, man. I gotta be on TV, man. You know what I'm saying? The year can't
Recording
end
the fifth season
without
right
that happening.
now.
Yeah, I know.
Issa,
Somebody get
what
Issa
up?
on the phone.
Man. So okay.
For real.
Fifth season of
For real.
Insecure. All right, we're gonna speak that one. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. I'm a fan of the show. So, I'm sad to see it go, but
Yeah.
the year can't end without that happening. So yeah.
Hey, I just want to say, I want to salute you too, because it takes a lot of confidence. It takes extreme amount of confidence
Uh,
for a man to wear overalls in 2020. Like, for you to wear overalls in 2020, my brother, like,
and
that's
getting
an
it off, like, yeah,
I
I'm
had
getting
to
this shit
show off
off real
I
quick.
it's
had
an
to show the arms off. You know
it's
what I'm
an
saying?
I'm telling you, no, in 2020, for you to wear overalls with one strap off, that's
Yeah.
that's unparalleled confidence, bro.
I hate
Hey,
this nigga.
Nana
I'm
is king,
telling
right?
you.
Nana is king.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, you feel me? I did it. I did it. I did it with confidence. You know what I'm saying? And you pressed play.
I did.
So
I
what
did.
that say about you?
Hey, listen, I niggas fuck up.
Hey, is this something we didn't mention that you want to make sure the people know, man? Take this opportunity to lead them to the project or things that you're working on that the folks can expect from Nana in 2021.
Man, yo, we pretty. I feel like everything has been said. You can follow me on everything at Nana is King. Save Yourself, available on all streaming platform services. Man, and I just want to really thank y'all for really being, just not only who you guys are, it's like cool people, cool ass, individuals, but really protecting this West Coast shit. And I say that to say that whenever we was joking about Head being an honest asshole, a lot of times, most of the time, 99% of the time, I know it comes from a place of just wanting to see niggas be better. You know what I'm saying? Just be better.
Absolutely.
You feel
Mhm.
me? However that looks like, just be better. You feel me? So, and I know a lot of artists probably send you stuff, and one of my favorite things, me and a homie, bro, we would tap in whenever Head would go live with like just like random fans. We would just tap in just to see what he gonna say. Yo, tell me why he 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 went live with one of the homegirls that went to high school with us. and it was just I just had my hands in my face like this because he was so honest, and I was like, damn. He was like, yo, that shit was whack. You know what I'm saying? And I know he didn't mean no harm. He was just it's just a form of just saying like, yo, just be better. Go back and just be better. Like if you smoke weed, cut back on your weed habit, invest back into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I respected that. And that's one thing I love about y'all. Y'all always keep it straightforward, honest, and it's very much so needed to, preserve, this West Coast shit that, we all collectively pushing. So thank y'all for real.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate the love,
Right.
and you got us. Whenever you need, bro, make sure you continue to tap in, and we're here as a resource, bro. So don't ever hesitate to reach out
and you got a
search our
brilliant mind. You got a brilliant mind in your corner too with Archie. So Archie Davis is one of the most brilliant niggas in the industry. So
Yes, sir.
you might definitely utilize him and Silas.
For sure.
No,
For sure.
1,000%, man. And Chuck, keep being the yin to this asshole's yang, man.
Love it, bro. I appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Man.
It's Homegrown Radio. Chuck Dizzle, DJ Head, a homie Nana checking in, man. Save yourself out right now. Appreciate you checking in, bro.
Thank y'all, man.